You guys see it?
Yes, we can. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So my company DELNORTE. My name is Anton Glatzer. I'm the CEO. We found the company initially to solve one of the biggest issues in the world, which is clarity and transparency and accuracy of paper documents. And the way we, and according to World Bank and many other organizations, like less than 30% of the population of the entire world has quality data and quality documents to their land, their municipal data, everything like that. So our mission is to take those physical documents and convert them to digital, and then store those digital files on the blockchain. We are the only company, as far as I know, that's doing this right now. And we have been able to achieve multiple contracts in El Salvador, in Honduras, and in Mexico. That means that we have pilot programs in those countries where we go in, we take cities or counties, or I don't know what it is equivalent to in your area, but basically it's anywhere from a large city or a cluster of cities. We go in, we take all of their government data, or everything that is right now done by pen and paper. We convert it to digital format. And then once it's in digital format, we store all of the documents and all of the subsequent transactions relating to those documents. So anything, whenever they pay taxes, file any kind of permits, pay fees, get a new mortgage, register their deed, everything is stored on the blockchain. So that action prevents about 95% of existing problems. Like I said, right now, they have, especially in Latin America, but it's really a problem all over the world, especially in the developing world. There's a lot of theft, there's a lot of fraud, there's a lot of forgeries that happen with traditional documents. And so by doing what we're doing, which is digitizing them and tokenizing those documents, we actually prevent all of those things. This is a sample of our platform. We are up and running right now in El Salvador, and later on this year, we're going to go live in Honduras and in Mexico. So the product is very simple. We take all the documents, all traditional transactions, and we replicate them in digital format, and then we store all of those transactions on the blockchain. And in return for that, in return for receiving this digital platform, the users, which are the people that live there, or anybody who wants to come in and register property or buy something, whatever the case is, they pay us a transaction fee every time they transact. So every time you pay your taxes through our application, we take a convenience fee. Every time you file a deed, convenience fee. And this process basically encompasses every aspect and every industry that has to deal with government documents, and especially we're especially focused on real estate because that is the biggest asset class for all of these countries. And by doing what we're doing, we're actually creating using technology, we're creating the environment to make these countries more investor friendly. So their investment, like bond rating even, goes from pretty bad to pretty good. And this data, it's extremely valuable, and we have been able to figure out how to monetize this data by letting the people um, by letting the people offer their private data to third parties. So let's say you're a bank, or you're a mortgage company, or you're a broker, you want to offer your services. Right now, that data is in paper format. There's basically no way for you to contact them. It's extremely difficult to search for. There's no way to monetize it. It's also actually illegal for the government and for a private company to monetize public data. But it is completely legal for the individual to monetize their own data. And so with our platform, they're able to just push a button and publish their data to any third-party platform. And then the difference between us and basically anybody that's competing with us in our field is most people are just, most of the companies, they're tokenizing just the real estate. We do that as well. We have a platform that does it. But again, our focus is more on the government side, and then everything else is more of a secondary service. And that is a unique proposition that, as far as I know, nobody else has. We also use AI, machine learning technology, to differentiate real and fake documents, real and fake signatures, even real and fake voices. All of this technology we already have, it's already being tested right now in El Salvador. And then for our real estate platform, because we're able to publish the data from a private individual to a third-party network, we built our own application, which is real estate. It's a real estate search engine and marketplace. So effectively, anybody can publish their government-issued deed onto this marketplace, and we are able to do an entire real estate transaction in-house, completely A to Z, all automated. And as far as I know, we're also the only company who has actually done a successful transaction completely automated. We did it in Honduras earlier this year. And also this platform, one of the machine learning algorithms that we're embedding right now, is you'll be able to take a plot of land, type in what kind of house you want to build on top of it, and then the algorithm, the AI, will build a house on top of it, on the property.
Just a minute. You have 1 minute. 1 minute.
Okay. Yeah. Create an avatar, and you'll be able to see how what it's like to live in a house. Some of our achievements. We're live in El Salvador. We completed a blockchain transaction of real estate that was recognized by the government of Honduras. And we're currently tokenizing about over 58,000 properties in these 3 countries. This is just a bit about us. So the opportunity here is quite large. The market potential is 110 million properties, 500 million people, and over potentially $3 billion of annual revenue. So that's it. Any questions?
Thank you, Anton.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, first, one of the questions which you already received was actually, so you said El Salvador, right? What is the potential for other countries you're looking at right now for this kind of service? And is the government paying you any revenue for the same right now, or?
So in El Salvador, the way that their laws are set up, we can actually charge the individuals every time they transact. So for example, the government doesn't pay us directly, but they give us an exclusive contract, meaning that nobody else can do it as long as we're compliant with all the regulations. And everybody who wants to do any transaction, if they want to do it online, they have to pay us because we're the only platform in town. There is no other service.
Hey, I have one question.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any legal or regulatory challenges when you're dealing with the government?
No, we actually, it's very difficult to deal with any government in general. but we've been doing this for 5 years now, and we've been able to acquire these contracts. So we are completely compliant with local regulations.
How do you comply? I mean to say, like, it's very difficult. As you said, it's very difficult to tackle with the government. How do you manage it? Yeah.
So again, because we've been doing it for so long, we have a lot of connections with various governments. Actually, with pretty much every government in Latin America. Specifically, that is our forte. For example, my father-in-law is currently running for president of Honduras. You know, I know all the top-level politicians in most of these countries, and we use the top-level lawyers to make sure that everything that we do is compliant with the law.
You are officially.
So I mean, it's if you want me to go into detail, it's going to take a long time. Hello? Sorry.
No. Who are all your competitors as of now? Like, are you identified your competitors?
Yeah. So there are most of the competitors that we have in the space only focus on tokenizing real estate, and I know a lot of them are trying to break into government spaces. But as far as Latin America goes, there's not really anybody going after these markets, at least not right now. So there's companies in the US that are trying to tokenize stuff for the government. There's companies in Europe, especially in Switzerland, even in Thailand. But in Latin America, as from all of the research that I've done, and I've done a lot of research, we're really the only ones doing this in this part of the world.
Yeah. Have you raised any funding as of now? Or?
Yes, over the last couple of years, we've raised $2 million, with which we built most of the technology. The only stuff we're still building is like new AI stuff, but all the blockchain is already completed. And like I said, it's already up and running and generating revenue.
Right. Thank you, Anton. Thank you for the answering these questions. And just one more question before there's time over. Actually, one more question is that you're requesting for you're raising $1 million right now for a safe SAFT or investment options available. So is it tokenomics designed for the token as of right now? Is there any plans, or because what you have mentioned is that in 2020 Q4 you're looking to launch a token?
Yes. So as you know, the market for tokens collapsed last year with the FTX and the whole thing. We were going to actually go live with the token at the end of last summer, but because of what happened, we didn't. So we kind of held off for a whole year. We plan on going live with the token sometime, as long as we raise sufficient amount of money, sometime between September and December. So in the winter months, the tokenomics, a part of the revenue that we're generating from the government will actually go back into providing liquidity. So we want to make sure that the token will never go below a certain benchmark. It will actually only rise in price over time. And I have a separate white paper for the tokenomics.
Right.
It's not part of the presentation.
So so thank you so much. We will definitely connect with you for much more detailed questions and much more detailed information. And thank you for presenting. So that's Anton Gloucester, CEO of DELNORTE, a municipal services management system that is licensed to governments. Their platform facilitates and records on the blockchain all government services and transactions for a fees actually. So they're currently raising their seed round for $1 million, and they're raising it on both safe, equity, and SAFT notes. So thank you, Anton. Thank you for joining.
Yes, thank you. By the way, it's just it's 4:30 in the morning where I'm at Honduras right now. So I'm in my house.
So that's what founders are for. I mean, like, we don't timings are irrelevant for us.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining, India. Thank you.
Thank you.